black axolotl, we're going to use for highlights PC 1068, PC 1065, PC 1076, and PC 935. So I'm going to use my PC 1076. PC 1065. PC 935. PC 1068. And that's just to blend it all up, and then I go over it again with the same colors. So I'm just going from my darkest to my lightest. And then black is just to redefine my deeper shadows. So PC 1076. Okay, so now we're going to bring up the 70% cool gray, and what we're going to do with that is just give a slight grayish blue tinge to our black axolotl here. And this is just going to add a bit more character and definition, and we're going to build up the layers here, alternating between our various shades of gray, and then when we've finished with that, we will blend it out and then layer up black on top of it, and it will look really, really cool when we're done. So this is the 70% cool gray. And we're just putting on a light layer. Now on an axolotl's body, it does have these lines going down it, so it almost looks a bit like the skin is folded, and we want to try our very best to create those folds. So you'll go heavier handed down over the lines that Kerby Rosanes has put in, and lighter on either side of it, because when we bring in our lightest color, it's just going to blend it out and it will soften it. So really with Kerby Rosanes, because of the way he illustrates, he does give a lot of guidance for shadows and light areas, and that is very, very helpful. So even for a beginner colorist, his books are easy to color in, and you don't have to worry too much about realism or where you're going to put your lights and your darks. You could just follow his line work and you'll still create a really beautiful picture. Of course, if you do want to attempt to be more realistic in your coloring in these books, then by all means grab hold of a couple reference photos to help you with that, and maybe check out some of the more experienced artists out there on YouTube. For now though, we're just going to do our best and color along, just following the line art. I do have reference photos I'm using just to help me more with the color scheme of the axolotls than with realism per se. I'm not yet at the level of an artist who does realism art, even though I would like to be. Right now my life only really allows me to just give coloring my best. So we're just gonna stick to following the line arts, using the reference photos just for a guide as to how to layer our colors, and hopefully we'll come out with a really beautiful picture. So as you can see already, we're getting some of that depth coming in on these folds. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to work on the feet and this section of the tail and basically do the same thing. So we're bringing in our 90% French grey. Now I chose to do this axolotl here black and then this one white because I wanted to alternate the axolotls on the page. So I didn't want to have two whites in the same direction or on the same page. I wanted to kind of balance my page. So against the rock and the log here, the black axolotl may look a bit on the darker side, maybe a bit more camouflaged. Hopefully when we're done he'll stand out a bit more. If I done white here, it may have turned out a bit better, maybe white here and a black here, I don't know. But you can always decide for yourself when you see the end result and decide which order you want to color the axolotls, or you may choose to stick to one shade, maybe a black axolotl instead of a white axolotl. So always feel free to adapt these tutorials to suit your style of coloring and your ideas. Alright, so now we're going to bring in the 70% cool grey. And we're going to be quite heavy here because this log is going to be blocking out quite a lot of our light. So he won't be as bright on this side as he is over here. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in some light cerulean blue, which is PC904, and I'm just going to bring in the blue as an undertone. And even up here on his arm. Now, like white is never really white, black is never really black. You need a variety of shades to build up black. And when you have a light source and your light source is hitting your black object, it's not going to actually come out looking black. The light is going to catch various other hues, and this is why we are adding in some blue. It's just to create a bit of contrast. It's to add some depth and dimension to our black axolotl so that it doesn't look flat. We want it to have some shape and dimension, and also the illusion of some light hitting it. And you would do the same if you were doing black hair or black fur. You would also use blues, maybe even some purples, and that will just also help define the black hair or fur so it looks more realistic and not too flat. Now, some of your black axolotls may even have brown or reddish brown fringes on over here. So what we're going to do is just add some of that in. So I'm using Raspberry PC1030, and I'm just going to create these little tufts here with a bit of a red tinge. Now you don't have to do this, you can use the same colors here on all the entire axolotl, and from there just create a beautiful black axolotl. They don't all have these red fringes, but I quite like them, so I decided I would like to add them to my axolotls and just give them a bit of character. And it will also complement the white axolotls who have a pinkish tinge to their like antenna fringy things here. I don't know what these are called. Maybe a frill. All right, and then we're going to go over it with mahogany red, PC1029, and we're just going to deepen these up. Okay, and then we're going to bring in our PC1076, which is our 90% French grey, and just bring it down here. And this will help us blend out that red. Okay, so now we need some cool gray here. So our PC1065. And then we're going to come in with our black pencil, PC935. And we're going to darken right here in these shadows. And really over here, I'm not going to be doing much more, so I can just deepen this up. Okay, we're just going to go as lightly as possible over that blue, because we don't want it blue per se, we want it an undertone. So if you just do a light layer of grey over it, okay, I'm going to bring in a bit more blue. Again, this is just a light layer. Okay, now I'm going to use the 10% warm grey, and I'm going to start adding in my highlights. Okay, so now this needs a bit more cool grey and some more black. So because it's not white, it's a light color. So I'm going to alternate between 70% cool grey and black and build this up now. And then I'm going to bring in more of that 90% warm grey. Okay, and then back to my 70% cool grey. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over the entire body of the axolotl in this grey. So this is the 90% French grey. And then we're going to take our 70% cool grey and we're going to apply a bit more of a harder pressure, and we're going to work on blending this all out. Now at this point, if you'd rather not use a grey, you could go over with a bit more black, and you could also use a blending pencil, which I will use shortly. I just want to really layer in these colors, and I'm going to need a little bit more black. Alright, I want a bit more of that light cerulean blue. Alright, so now I'm going to use a Derwent blending pencil, and I'm going to just slightly blend this all out. So here we're going to use the 70% cool grey on this foot, a bit more of that 90% warm grey, the 70% cool grey, and then finally the black. Some of that 10% French grey, and then the 70% cool grey, and black. So this is the 70% cool grey now. The 90% warm grey. Then we're coming over with the black. the 70% cool grey, and 10% cool grey, sorry, 10% French grey, and then our blending pencil. And then we'll use our black pencil to just redefine some of these areas. Alright, so it's the same process for the rest of the axolotl. I'm coming in with my 70% cool grey now. My 10% cool grey over here. My 70% cool grey. My black pencil, my 90% French grey, my 70% cool grey, this is my black pencil, and then my blending pencil. Right, 70% cool grey. %90 warm grey. %10 French grey. Sorry, 70% cool grey. Then we want our black. I want that mahogany red again. And I want that raspberry. And our 10% French grey. Okay, so here we're going with the 70% cool grey. Our 90% French grey. All right, we need our 10% French grey. And then we're going to take our black. Then we've got our French grey again, so it's 90% French grey. Okay, and then we're going to take our blending pencil . And then we're going to bring in some more black. So we really want to define our axolotl. our 70% cool grey. Okay, so we're almost done with our axolotl. He's coming along really, really beautifully. I love the red fringes, so I'm definitely going to use the red fringes on the other axolotl as well. So this is our 70% cool grey, and I'm just going to work all over this axolotl now. I need our 10% French grey over here. Right, our cool grey here. Let's bring a bit more of this warm 90% French grey. And we're going to come back with our 70% cool grey. Alright, so here comes our black pencil. Mm. 90% French grey. And a bit more blue. So this is that light cerulean blue. Our 10% French grey. And then our 70% cool grey. Okay, so now we're going to get out our blending pencil and we're just going to blend this out. Now you don't have to use a very hard pressure. This paper is quite toothy, so you need a lot of layers or a lot of hard pressure to get rid of the tooth of the paper. And if you get rid of all that tooth, you won't be able to layer on more layers. So use your own discretion as to whether you want more layers or to blend out your picture. Okay, so I want to bring in some more of this black. I want some more 10% French grey. And 70% cool grey. And that was just a little bit of jelly roll, white Sakura jelly roll, or you could use a white Uniball Signo pen. And that is our axolotl done. So If I zoom you out, that is what the page is looking so far. So the exact same process I've done on this axolotl, I am going to repeat on this one off camera. It will take a really long time to do this double page spread completely on camera. So I thought what I'll do is get you started by showing you how to color each element, and then the places where they repeat, then you can go do that in your free time. And it's just really the same process. Just follow the line drawings here and it will be okay. So at the end of the color along, when I've got out the double page spread and you can see how I've colored this, you could always take a screenshot of the page and just refer back to the completed version like this, and then just use that to help you. But I will basically be doing the exact same process and same pencils. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Do give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below to keeps the channel growing, and it just helps with the algorithms and supports my channel. And I will see you in the next video when we tackle the white axolotl and start working on some of these plants. You may, when I come back, see this axolotl complete and some of the other plants done, and that is just because I'm trying to test out the various colors that I would like to try and see if it works, and then I will happily show you that. We also are going to be finishing up the fish, so stay tuned for that. I'm hoping this color along will be complete within the next 2 videos. So thank you so much for your patience, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, everyone.